Well, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Dennis Nderitu here live at Nderitu Basketball HQ. So you can see the title of the video. The title of the stream is saying why I do this. Um, I feel like it's time for me to explain what I've been doing for the past month, especially in reference to the AfroBasket qualifier that I was covering. I didn't cover it in November last year when the first half happened, but the second half of it, when it happened this February, I was all on it, and I made sure I wanted to give some insight on what what really happened in terms of a basketball point of view, and as well as give my 2 cents on the matter in reference to how the team has to improve and how you can be able to match up against these elite teams. Let me just start from the jump. Number one, I'm a basketball fan. I've been following the sport of basketball for a long time. Like currently, I can say I've seen like 2 decades of good basketball. And it's no small feat because when you're following the sport of basketball for quite some time, like I have, you have a tendency to not be biased or lean to one side or like be taken away by a flavor of the month. So in this sense, when I looked at the NBA games, the way they reported on NBA happenings and anything major that happened in the league, they made sure they reported it. I was there when I witnessed guys coming into this space of analysis and commentary on the games, and I was really hooked into it. And I made sure that I followed and subscribed to their content, all their social media, to make sure I'm alerted to their posts as well as the games, so I can be able to like cross-reference what they're saying to what is really happening in the game. So I've been following that for quite some time. Then I realized, wait a minute, I'm a Kenyan and I'm following the NBA, which has all these reporters, all these analysts in the YouTube basketball community, and also all these reporters in ESPN. Then I thought to myself, why is it that I have to follow the NBA's analysis, top-notch analysis, ranging from everything from stats to game breakdowns to trades, and I cannot see the same happening for local sports in my own country, which is Kenya. And that really hit me because when I was looking at the AfroBasket games in 2020, November 2020, there was only one guy who covered it, and I can say he did a pretty good job at it. That is Karabani. Um, he's the guy who actually made a video on the 2 point quarter that Kenya had between Senegal in the first game. Had with Senegal in the first game, Kenya only scored a bucket, and actually that sparked a fire in me. I was like, wait a minute, these guys are not held accountable to whatever they do on the court, and this really like put a very bad taste in my mouth because when I saw that, I couldn't wrap my head around. Wait, these guys are just letting letting go of a game in the fourth quarter and only scoring one basket, being inefficient, and no one is even reporting into it. Even the mainstream media never reported on it, which really puzzled me because in a team, especially in a team that is representing the country, you need to have some sort of accountability to your key players or even the whole team on why you guys lost. I don't know what they do in practice. I don't know what they do in their locker rooms, but a quick glimpse at their social media, you can see their disingenuity, especially when it comes to matters accountability. These guys don't like being held accountable, especially that time I called them out on their Twitter. I was like, "Yo, guys, you're losing the game. What adjustments are you making?" It went unanswered. I kept asking them, especially on Twitter. I kept asking them, "Yo, guys, what are you guys doing for the next game? What are the strategies that you're putting? Are you sure that you're gonna win the next game? Because if you go in the same way that you played the other game, you're not gonna have the same result. You're not gonna have the same result. Oh, you're gonna have the same result if you go in with the same mentality that you had in the other game." So I came in. I tried to ask them a few tough questions. They blocked me. They never wanted to tell me, or even they're not obliged to tell me, but they can be like, "Yo, bro, we'll get him the next game." I don't expect you guys to like reply to everything I say, but or real time, and let's say something like social media. But you can be like, "Yo," you can put out something. You'd be like, "Yo, guys, we lost this game, but hey." Even in the post press conference, you can see how disingenuous these guys were. They're not being accountable to what they are doing. These players are just committing fouls left, right, and center. These guys are not obeying the shot clock. They don't even know how to use the shot clock. And this is something that I kept screaming in all the videos that I've made about the Afrobasket. A lot of these videos I've kept making them. I just saw the same flaws that they had. They give them credit on them upsetting Angola, but it was only 1 point, and that was a lucky shot. If he'd never made that shot, none of these like good vibes will have come from that. So he should have. So like Tyler Okari should have just thanked the basketball gods for answering his prayer with that game-winning shot. So like, if they're able to beat Angola, upset them, why is it that these guys were given a pass to choke away a game to Mozambique, a team that has not didn't even win any game in the AfroBasket? They only won one game, and you guys there in Team Orans just let that happen and just let that slide because you're like, yo, we already are qualified, so even if we lose this game, we we were still in the AfroBasket. I mean, that is a very, very bad mentality. It's like in a 7 game series, you just win 2 games, then you drop the other 2 games, be like, yeah, we'll be back for game 5. You drop game 5, you be like, we'll show them in game 6. You win game 6, then you force a game 7. Why? I understand it's 7 games, it's a 7 game series, but why not finish them off quickly? Like we already knew Senegal already qualified for the AfroBasket the first time in November because they won 3 games straight. So they already qualified no matter what games they didn't, no matter what games they lost. They only lost a whopping total of 1 game, which is Angola, and it was a blowout. That was understandable because okay, they already won 5 games, so they were the kings there. But what what if these guys, the Kenya Moran's team, won that game against Senegal when they changed their strategy, won that game against Angola, and won that game against Mozambique? Do you know the profile boost that would have been built upon there? Do you know how much praise we would have had because we took a mediocre performance that we did in November and turned it around and made it legendary by sweeping the second part of the AfroBasket? Tell me the narrative that will have been spread there. Because if you guys are not held accountable by guys talking about it and making it known that these guys have flaws and these guys are not making improvements, guys like me, Karabani, and among other guys, other basketball pundits who like talking about the sport, at YouTube level, the internet level, if we are not there to point out all these flaws and all the things that you guys are doing the wrong way, what then what's my role as an analyst or as a reporter of the game that I've been watching for the past 2 decades? What good is it if I just see the same mistakes you guys are making and I just turn a blind eye to what to the mistakes? I mean, this is what I'm talking about right here. All these videos that I've been making about the Afrobasket, all these videos should speak a lot about how I feel about the game because I'm not just a casual. I know I'm not a guy who just dropped by to watch a random game. I'm a guy who loves the game of basketball. I invested time in looking at that game and looking at all those games and making sure that I gave my opinions and the breakdowns that I made so that I can be able to leave the sport in a better place or even put you in a level of accountability that you understand that the whole of Kenya and the whole of world is watching, and also make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes or repeat the same mistakes. And if you repeat the same mistakes, we can go back and film and tell you, yo, you didn't improve on this. What's going on? What do you guys do in practice? Because that's one thing that is needs to be checked. I'm checking you guys here in my channel. I don't know if you guys watch my channel or I don't watch my channel, but I make sure that I give my advice and also give my 2 cents on the matter, because if I don't, then you guys keep on making the same mistakes, and the whole world is watching, nobody's gonna tell you that you're doing the same mistakes. And I'm actually going pretty hard on you guys because of one thing. Look at the top players in your team. Okay, we've got Tyler Ongwa. He plays for the Bakken Bears. Okay, Tom Mukota. I don't know who he plays for, but he does something in the pro level. We also have Preston Bunga, and I didn't see that guy in the first half, but the second half, the first basket, he was there. So let's say we have three guys who have played basketball in an international level. It comes with no question that you guys are the guys who are tasked in leading this team to as much success that it's needed. Be it wins, putting us in a situation where we are like a powerhouse. You guys failed to do that, and here's why. Telongwai played a total of 5 games in the AfroBasket, missed the last game with Mozambique, the last game. This guy was there in the game that we scored 2 points. He was there in the game that we were outscored by Angola again in a back-to-back game. He was there when we won with Mozambique the first time. He was there in the second time we met Senegal and we lost. And he was there to hit the game-winning dagger against Angola in the second time we met in the AfroBasket in February. And here's my question, bro. How can you three guys not know how to teach your other players how to use the shot clock and how to run an offense when you guys are not acting as the leaders that you expected to be? Granted that you guys have played overseas with other guys all over the world, you have played a lot of games. I understand that you know how to use the shot clock. You know how to officiate and take over the offense. But all you did was just watch us blow a game between the game that we played. The game that we only scored 2 points with Senegal. In the fourth quarter, they only had an 8 point lead on us. Those guys scored 34 points to 2 points. In this next second game against the second game, that was the first game with Senegal. The second game with Angola, that game will that game I can say we would have made it a close game. But you guys never showed up when it needed the most, and you choked away that game. Okay, I'll give you credit. You won the Mozambique game, you kept us on afloat. But the Senegal game, the time we met Senegal for the second time, that game was uptight. Senegal, you're nearly breaking them in the second quarter because they only scored 6 points. But you're folded in the third and fourth quarter. Someone, you guys explain to me how you cannot win two remaining quarters, especially in the fourth quarter. You guys just choked away that game. You let Senegal just win, and you just made them toy with our backcourt. You guys are slacking back on defense. You guys never paid attention to the shot clock. Your guys knew how to never knew how to defend the ball. You're so overzealous. You wanted to foul out. You just wanted to go for the steal. They baited you in that and they made you foul and you sent them to the line multiple times. How can you tell me an international player of your caliber? We know your stats, bro. You in your career have averaged 15 points. We understand you okay. You gave us 15 points, bro. But why is it that you struggled in the Afrobasket, considering the fact that you have played international teams for the better part of your career? I mean, you guys declared for the NBA draft. Okay, you didn't go get drafted, but you're eligible for the NBA draft. You guys are elite players who played like non-elite players. And that thing really put me off because I was like, you guys have the ability to take over the game because you have the size, you have the long reach, you've got the athleticism that is needed for this qualifier, but you guys just choked it away. And that doesn't sit right with me in my book. And I'm not going to let you off the hook because I know if I do that, no one's going to hold you accountable. And I take accountability pretty seriously. And I expect nothing less than a W. Because if you continue with the same momentum, if you guys continue with the same spirit of choking away a game, we're going to be sent home early in the Afro basket and watch the guys who are going to be in the finals in the bleachers. And I don't want us Kenyans to be in the bleachers, considering the fact that it's been 28 years since we made an Afro basket. Bro, if you guys don't win, it's gonna be bad for us because all that momentum, all that investment that Renko gave you guys 3 million to go and just play basketball, a sport that you were supposed to play, that you chose to play, and y'all guys are not living up to that expectation of playing that sport, bro. You're letting the team down. You're letting this country down. You're letting your history down, and you let me down because I cannot be. I'm rooting for you guys. But if you guys don't play well, it's gonna be so difficult for me because I just want you guys to win. But if you keep doing these mistakes, all these petty mistakes that I keep seeing you doing, it's not gonna sit right with me because I'm gonna ditch you guys and I'm gonna support the other guys who are winning because this is unacceptable. Yo, man, this is the reason why I do this. It comes from a deep love I have for this sport and a deep love I have for my country and a deep love that I have for all these guys who go to the court and play because That's what we do. We go to the court, we play basketball, we try to see we try to see if we can elevate our game the same way the other guys who are doing it are doing, like the guys in the NBA. We just want us to have the same standard, the same momentum that we can have in the other games. So in the other states, I mean, a country like Senegal, we're in the same continent. They were not born before us, and they were taught the game of basketball before us. These guys took it upon themselves to win, and they took it upon themselves to make sure that they elevate their game and they play in a legendary level. But I don't see that. But I don't see that in Kenya. And one thing I have to say for the record: if you Timorans don't play the elite basketball that is needed, how do you expect basketball beyond borders or even NBA scouts to come to Kenya to look for talent if the kind of plays that you're making are so embarrassing? How do you expect NBA scouts to come to Kenya and even look to see if they can draft a Kenyan player from Africa? You guys are giving Kenya a bad name when you go out and turn over the ball, commit aimless fouls, don't obey the shot clock. These are the little things that NBA scouts look for, because if you join the NBA, it's an investment. They're investing in you as a player. They're giving you a max contract because they're investing in your talent. But if you show up, commit pointless fouls, don't take care of the ball, get stolen from, don't even disobey the shot clock, and don't even have a winning mentality, how do you expect NBA scouts to come in and even draft players or even recommend players to be declared to the draft to the NBA? How? Because if you do that, Kenya is going to be blacklisted. Be like, yo, Kenya, nah, they're not known for producing the best basketball players. If the quality of basketball that you're playing is this in the AfroBasket, how do you expect NBA players to come from Kenya or even NBA scouts to come and look at a Kenyan game and say, yo, these guys are talented. Let's give them a shot. Nobody's gonna come and look at us. Why? Because of the plays that you're making. The players are sad. You guys are don't have a winner's mentality. Okay, granted, I've seen you guys playing, some of you players playing in NCAA, but your play there is what made you go undrafted. How do you expect to be drafted and you only scored 1.3 points per game? I'm talking to you, Tom Mukota. We know your stats. You averaged 1.3 points per game, and you went and you declared for the NBA draft. I don't know which year it was, man, but you declared for that draft. And to gain some context into how bad your performance was in the NCAA tournament, the Sweet 16, Fred Van Vliet played in your team. Yeah, I did some research, bro. He averaged 12 points per game. He declared for the NBA draft and went undrafted. So let me ask you this question, bro. If if Fred Van Vliet, right, went undrafted and he scored 12 points per game for that team, what makes you think you're gonna get drafted when you only average 1.3 points per game, bro? Answer me that question. It's the truth, bro. Nobody gives a nobody's gonna look our way. If you guys continue performing the way you're performing, remember the Afrobasket is not limited to Africa alone. The whole world is watching. FIBA is global. FIBA is a global brand. So if you don't play well, and the NBA and NBA League and NBA scouts don't pay attention to the Afrobasket, especially us, because of the way we play, how do you expect them to even consider us in the places where they're outsourcing talent? Yo, man, these are the questions that we need to address. We need you guys to play well so that the government supports us. The NBA scouts come and watch our plays so they can come and draft here on a regular. Yo, man, we cannot be having this. Yeah, man. If you guys, if you guys don't play well, it's gonna end badly for us because we're not gonna be known for basketball. Nobody's gonna look our way when it comes to basketball. No funding is gonna come because of your style or because of your play. If you guys don't win, if you guys don't win games and win them the right way, obeying the shot clock, playing smart basketball, having a semblance of some basketball IQ, how do you expect how do you expect us to even play in an elite level? Because we were playing checkers while Senegal and other teams like Senegal and Angola were playing chess. And understand, we're moving on. We have already qualified. We don't know who you're gonna match up against. What if you match up against Nigeria? What if you match up against these other teams that are gonna beat us emphatically because you didn't make the changes that Angola and Senegal didn't teach us and stop using the inexperienced excuse all the time? How would you expect us to get over that hump if you guys don't make the changes that are needed? I mean, it's unacceptable, and that is why I'll keep on reporting on this matter, and that's why I'll keep on reporting on matters NBA Afrobasket, especially Team Kenya. I'm rooting for you, Kenya, but the things that you're doing not that impressive. There's a lot of work you need to do. Like a few days ago, I dropped a video how Senegal exposed Kenya the first time. You didn't learn. That's why they beat us the second time. How Angola exposed Kenya. Angola isn't afraid of anybody. They beat Senegal. No other team in the Afrobasket in our group beat Senegal apart from Angola. Senegal went unbeaten until Angola snapped their winning streak. Bro, I mean, if you guys don't step up, it's gonna end badly for us. That's all I have to say, man. Yeah, man. I'm out.